A lot of people are making design mistakes when it comes to their kitchen setups, especially first-time home builders, and even worse when it comes to African or Ghanaian kitchen setups. The designs will look good on Instagram and Pinterest and Snapchat and all that, but a kitchen is a place where you're supposed to cook. Many times the designs just don't work. In this video, I'm going to give you at least 10 common mistakes that people make when it comes to their kitchen design and installation. Maybe it's more, starting now. The first mistake most people make is choosing between drawers and cabinets. I know people outside of Ghana call it drawers. I don't know why they say drawers, but it's a drawer. Now, the basic cabinet is this one that has a very big space over here, and then you bend down and you pick things. I would advise anybody who is, installing a kitchen to go for as many drawers as possible. People would complain that it's more expensive to have drawers, so instead do cabinets. But imagine this. I need to reach out for something at the back here. I'm bending and all that. It's not really good with time. It's not good for your body. It's not good for your age and all that, especially if you are older. And as you get older, your ability to bend down is going to be greatly limited. And so what you want to do is to have drawers that you can easily pull out. Even at the bottom, it's easier for you to reach something way at the back like this than having to go into a cabinet and then having to go all the way in to get something like this. Now, many people tend to have issues with drawers, again, not just because it's expensive, but because they feel it breaks the minimalistic design of the space as opposed to just having like these cabinets, which you could have 1, 2, or 3 over here, and then it makes the whole place look very minimalistic, very neat and clean. But that is just choosing design that looks nice on Instagram over functionality. With this drawer, I can even use my leg to open it, though I would not advise anybody to do so. Now, if you do insist on going for cabinets, always make sure that you are going for soft close cabinets. Those ones are nicer, closes gently. Even if the kids try to bang it, it's going to soft close and it's really good. And insist on this, especially if you are not designing and installing your kitchen yourself and you are getting a joiner to come and do it for you, someone who does joinery. Usually they want cut corners, so they'll give you hard close cabinets at very exorbitant fees, and they'll want to give you less drawers instead of cabinets. Now, another mistake that a lot of first-time home builders make is that they forget that as we grow, we tend to become shorter, we lose a bit of height. People want big shelves and cabinets at the top. But remember, today I may be able to reach this high, but if I'm growing older, I may not be able to reach this high. So what you want to do is that the things that you use the most on a daily basis, right? Things like knives and forks and stuff like that, you are putting them lower down in the cabinets and drawers. Things that you used to cook every day, like spices and the stuff, you are going to put them lower down. The things that you use once in a while, right? Maybe some special plates and stuff, even at the shelf or cabinet level, you are going to have the ones you use maybe once a week, twice a week over here. The ones you rarely use, maybe the fufu and stuff like that, you put it over here. Now, even when it comes to the drawers and all, you don't want to put your cutlery and stuff directly into the drawer. So remember, these things are made of wood. So what you want to do first of all is to get a plastic and line the whole drawer surface. Then you also have compartments where you put your cutlery and stuff, because many people just wash their forks, their knives, their stuff like that, their spoons. They don't allow them to dry enough and they bring them in here. So this serves as the first layer of protection. Then the plastic that is underlining the whole thing is the next layer of protection. Remember, this is made from wood. Whether it's chipboard or it's laminated wood or whatever, it is still wood, and you may not see the impact in the first year after moving home, but with time you notice that it will begin to destroy or decompose the wood, and these things are expensive, so you want to avoid all that. The next thing is knives. For knives, you should never leave them in like this, because kids can pick them up and cut themselves, so you put them in their protective sheet. really, really important. Now, there's something that has been bothering me so much. Some people would have come to put a washing machine here. African homes don't need washing machines, especially Ghanaian homes. Maybe in the UK and other places where space is so small for your rented apartments and your built houses, you could put washing machines here. But it doesn't make sense to me that we have washing machines in kitchens. How can you have a washing machine in a kitchen? Make it make sense to me in the comment section. You see, when you have a washing machine, it vibrates. It also spills water. You don't want to have water spillage on the floor and all that. And in this woody environment, you don't want to have that kind of water spillage around. And apart from that, it also consumes a lot of electricity. It just gets messy. For me, no washing machines in the kitchen ever. If you disagree, let me know why in the comments below. Now, there are some small things that make a very big difference. For example, when it comes to the washing area, I don't know why a lot of people don't have places for their sponges. In Ghana and Africa, we use this thing. What's it called in English? Like silver shine. We use it to wash the under of the cooking pot so that it doesn't become black. And apart from that, we also put soap on this. Some people just leave their sponges and their soap and everything on the counter, and it's so dirty, right? You can easily buy this. We bought this from AliExpress. You can also buy it on Amazon. And then if you have this, you just unscrew like this, and then you put it over here, and then you screw it in. And it's a very simple thing that really works. It makes the place neater, tidier, and easier to manage. You'd have this kind of setup, and you are using it. I think that's way better than having everything cluttered here. Then again, we have the soap dispensers. I really don't like them. They are very finicky, and as you can see, that's almost coming off and all that. They are completely useless in my opinion. So you could still go for the trusted old soap dispenser, which for me is really, really good. Now, some people like doors with handles. So you see some metallic door handle over here and all that. For me, I don't believe in doors with door handles. I like minimalistic things like this, or you can just slip a finger here and open it, which is way better than having door handles. Door handles add to the cost of it, and sometimes if you have kids and stuff, they can be a bit sharp. They can hook onto your dress. People can hurt themselves on it. I just prefer doors without door handles. What do you think? Comment below if you prefer door handles or no door handles. But then the main reason why we come to the kitchen is to cook. Right, and for me, when it comes to tabletop cookers or burners or whatever, gas cookers are a big mistake in Ghana. One, heat. Two, if you have kids, the tendency of them to mess up, cause an explosion, burn themselves. Wrong. So go for induction cooktops like these. These are not so expensive and they are really, really safe. I can turn it on. It doesn't heat unless the pot is on. So right now it's on. I can put my hand on it. It's completely safe for the kids. 100% safe for the kids. And this also adds to the whole minimalistic vibe and design of the kitchen. And until you put the kitchen plate on it like this, it doesn't heat. You understand? So it's really safe. And apart from that, you don't need to go and join long queues to be buying gas, and every month the government is increasing the cost of fuel and gas. The risk is what I'm really scared of, right? There's no open flame to burn your kitchen because everything over here is wood. Now, still speaking about cooking, I don't think that people should install cabinets over the cooktop area. All this area should be free because you see, when you are cooking, you are going to get a lot of vapor hitting the underside. And remember what we said about wood and water. You really want to avoid all that completely. I know some people have a heat extractor and all that. Again, that's something I think you don't need. It's an oversold, overrated appliance. All you need are big windows in your kitchen. It sucks all the air out naturally and cools the place. These extractors are fine if you want it, but I don't think it's completely necessary. However, these things, they need to go because the vapor hits over here, and with time you would see that it's beginning to soak in and all that. So that is one mistake I made, and I really regret it, and I don't want anyone else to make the same mistake. Now, still speaking about cooking, in Ghana and Africa, the kind of food that we cook are very, very spicy. Like, look at all these spices over here, very spicy. What's going to happen is that you are going to end up having a lot of very strong, powerful smells in the kitchen. And guess what? If you have an open kitchen concept where the living area is, then you are cooking kontomire, momoni, and all these stews and peppers and stuff like that, you can't have visitors around. Make sure that you have a physical space as a kitchen with walls and doors where you can do all your spices and stuff, and then move all the smells out through your very big window. I don't know why a lot of real estate developers now are doing open kitchen concept, maybe because it's cheaper, you have less walls to build, you have less tiling to do and stuff like that. But it doesn't work for Ghana. We sit on a lot of data, we've done surveys with people in our community. 99% said they don't want open kitchen. Even the people who were not born in Ghana, who live in the United States, the UK, Canada and stuff, they don't want open kitchen. So now let's talk about the switches, the sockets, switches, electrical appliances, wiring and stuff in the kitchen. First of all, I think as many sockets and switches as you need in the kitchen, you should design for it when you are drawing it in your architectural drawing phase. Don't complete and want to make modifications. It's going to be very costly. You know, you want to use, what is it called, microwave, fridge, television, air conditioner in your kitchen. Have a plan for it. The microwave socket and switch is going to use different kinds of wires than the normal one for, let's say, a blender or something to charge your phone. It's really, really important. If you are going to have like an induction or electrical cooktop, you probably also want to, from the get-go, plan it. It's not at the end of it that you are going to decide all these changes, so that you don't have some of the fire outbreaks that we are having in the homes. Now, speaking of the, electrical appliances and stuff like that, what do you think of built-in fridges and microwaves versus the standalone ones? For me, I feel standalone is good. Built-in, of course, makes the whole place minimalistic and all that, but many people are going to be moving into their new house from an old house where they had fridges and microwaves which are not in the dimensions of the built-in fridge kind of situation, right? And so what are you going to? I think a good hybrid, a bigger size one that can house all your bigger appliances will be better. Most of these built-in fridges and stuff are very small, right? So you probably need 2 or double or multiple compartments of different types of fridges to have a big enough storage space in your fridge. But most ordinary Ghanaians and Africans have these kind of fridges that are big from the get-go. When you are designing, you really need to have that in mind so that everything works and everything looks really, really good in the end. Now, one thing you notice is conspicuously missing over here is an island. I think islands are completely overrated and unnecessary. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Oh, we didn't talk about the countertop. The countertops, you could have granite, you can have quartz, whatever. You can have metallic, you can have wood. I prefer quartz instead of granite that can be chipped and all that. They are cheaper, they are also nice, they are easy to clean. And if nobody told you, still think it's granite. They come in amazing designs and all that, and it's easy to set up as well. And if you are looking for a minimal, economy-friendly setup, maybe I can go through the cost of this. So if you're interested, comment and let me know. And again, do you agree or disagree? Subscribe if you enjoyed this video so that we can do more of these. If this video gets 1,000 likes, we'll do more interior decoration and design mistakes that most people make. When it comes to lighting, I think that's another really interesting place that most people don't consider. You want to have as much uniform lighting for your kitchen as possible. Many people will do all these kind of spotlights where some parts are illuminated, some parts are not. Some people put lights under the cabinets and all that. They are good, but they are completely unnecessary. If you have uniform, even lighting, and this kind of lighting that we have is able to give you different warmth and colors and all that. Thanks, Bibre.